confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,245,412. The confirmed number of deaths comes to 24,404. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 7,453, with total confirmed deaths at 218. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, June 9th. Los Angeles County remains in the least restrictive tier in the state's blueprint for a safer economy. 186 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 13 new deaths were reported over the most recent operating period. The county's public health department recently held a virtual teen forum with its director, Dr. Barbara Ferrer. She answered questions from a teen moderator about vaccine safety, how they can talk to their parents about getting a vaccine, and more. On June 15th, the state will lift most capacity limits and physical distancing restrictions at businesses. The California Occupational Safety and Health Standards Board meets again today for a special meeting to reconsider the masking rules designed to protect employees against COVID-19. And if you have questions for the Public Health Department, there will be a virtual town hall tomorrow at 6 p.m. This event will be streamed live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at LA Public Health. Health officials remind everyone that COVID-19 vaccines are still available to anyone ages 12 and up, regardless of immigration or health insurance status. Many sites are open late and even on weekends. Plus, there are some great incentives right now to get vaccinated. For example, you can win up to $1.5 million if you show proof of full vaccination this Saturday at the Pantages Theater between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And you can also enter to win a pair of tickets to Hamilton when they reopen their doors. For full details, you can go to BroadwayInHollywood.com/vaxup. The LA County Board of Supervisors is working on making outdoor dining a more permanent fixture after the state lifts other business restrictions on June 15th. They approved a motion on Tuesday asking county officials to develop guidelines for expanded outdoor dining options. This could involve the use of alleys, parking lots, and public sidewalks. Supervisor Janice Hahn said outdoor dining should be one of the things we hold on to after the pandemic is over. Many restaurants invested thousands of dollars to set up temporary dining areas outdoors and asked officials to let them keep that space. Restaurants throughout California are expected to reopen for full capacity for indoor dining starting next Tuesday. About 75 kids in Northern California will participate in Pfizer's latest vaccine trials. Kaiser Permanente locations in Sacramento and Santa Clara will join the hospital's Vaccine Study Center in Oakland to enroll these children. They'll be part of a national trial that aims to evaluate 4,600 participants over 2 years. 2/3 of the participants will get the Pfizer vaccine and 1/3 the placebo. They're getting a smaller dose of the vaccine than what adults and teens get, but besides that, everything else is the same. 2 doses, 21 days apart, and careful monitoring for side effects and negative reactions. Pfizer officials have suggested that they may seek federal emergency use authorization to distribute the vaccine to children as early as September. The nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, said last week that he expects vaccines for young children to be available by Thanksgiving. More than 500 blank COVID-19 vaccine cards were stolen from the Pomona Fairplex mass vaccination site, and police arrested a worker there for taking them. 45-year-old Mohammed Raf Ahmed, who is originally from Las Vegas, was a non-clinical contracted employee who was supposed to support the vaccination site. Instead, detectives at the Laverne Police Department recovered a total of 528 blank vaccination cards in Ahmed's car and hotel room. The LA County District Attorney's Office recently filed felony grand theft charges against Ahmed. He's scheduled to appear at the Pomona courthouse at a later date. Sales of fake vaccine cards have been on the rise, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation says that's not only illegal, but could lead to a big fine and even a prison sentence of up to 5 years. The COVID-19 Delta variant, which was first detected in India, is spreading rapidly in the United Kingdom and also causing concerns here at home. The CDC says it now accounts for more than 6% of all infections in the U.S. and may be responsible for more than 18% of cases in some Western states. Dr. Anthony Fauci warns that the Delta variant may be tied to more severe disease and a higher risk of hospitalization. Other medical professionals add that this variant appears to be more contagious and lethal for those who are not vaccinated and appears to infect younger people more than others. A new study from Public Health England showed 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine were 88% effective against the Delta variant, but just 1 dose drops the effectiveness down to just 33%. Fauci urges everyone who got their first Pfizer or Moderna shot to make sure they get their second dose. And to those who still have not been vaccinated yet, he pleads with them to do so, saying vaccination is the best way to protect yourself and to stop this variant from spreading and becoming the dominant strain in the U.S. As more people get vaccinated and go places again, public health officials are issuing a new travel advice for more than 120 countries. The CDC updated its international travel guidance on Monday that gives specific advice to both vaccinated and unvaccinated travelers. This update includes moving 33 countries into the lowest risk category. The revised guidelines seek to, quote, better differentiate countries in which COVID-19 is sustained but controlled. Threat levels are determined by the number of COVID cases seen in a particular country. The CDC recommends avoiding travel to countries with the highest threat level, which have more than 500 cases per 100,000 residents in the last 28 days. Brazil, India, and Iraq are a few examples. Mexico, Iran, and Russia are at level 3, and the CDC recommends against non-essential travel for those who are unvaccinated. Level 2 includes Cambodia, Finland, and Kenya. Unvaccinated travelers who are at risk for severe illness should not go there. And then there are places like Australia and New Zealand, which are in level 1 and have reported less than 50 COVID cases in the last 28 days. Still, the CDC recommends getting vaccinated before taking the journey to a low-risk destination. You can check out the travel health notice and an interactive travel map on CDC's website. Japanese American soldiers who served during World War II are getting the recognition they deserve in a unique way. The Japanese American National Museum held a ceremony last Friday unveiling a commemorative stamp from the United States Postal Service. It honors the veterans representing the all-Japanese American 100th Infantry Battalion and the 442 Regimental Combat Team from Kauai. This is the culmination of a 15-year effort with 10,000 handwritten signatures and another 10,000 online signatures. The stamp features Shiroku Whitney Yamamoto from the Big Island of Hawaii, who was a member of the combat team. Hawaii's State Representative Nadine Nakamura says these soldiers are exemplary role models who displayed perseverance, bravery, and aloha. The stamp includes their motto, quote, "Go for broke," which became the basis for their teamwork and victories on the battlefield. It recognizes the second-generation Japanese Americans, or Nisei, who fought during the war and faced discrimination in the U.S. Torrance is home to the second largest population of ethnic Japanese in the U.S., with about 15% of the city's population having a Japanese heritage. Southern California is now known for having the best tasting tap water in the nation. The Metropolitan Water District of Southern California received the top honors at the 31st Annual Berkeley Springs International Water Tasting Competition. It featured water from 14 countries and 19 states. Metropolitan took the top spot in the municipal water category, with its member agency, the City of Santa Ana, coming in at second place. The water that won the gold medal came from Northern California's Sierra Nevada, was imported through the State Water Project and treated in Granada Hills. To help ensure great tasting water, the agency has employees that are specially trained in the quality control methods of the food and beverage industry. A flavor profile analysis panel meets several times a week at its water quality laboratory in Laverne to evaluate samples and maintain quality. Metropolitan prides itself on pioneering the flavor profile analysis in the 1980s. It has since become a standard method in the water industry. A retired nun who worked for decades as a principal at a Torrance Catholic school will plead guilty to stealing more than $835,000. Officials say she embezzled money from St. James Catholic School over a span of 10 years, using it to pay for personal expenses such as credit card charges and gambling trips. Mary Margaret Cooper was charged with 1 count of wire fraud and 1 count of money laundering. The 79-year-old agreed to plead guilty to the 2 charges and now faces up to 40 years in prison. She was the principal at St. James for 28 years and responsible for charitable donations as well as funds the school received to pay for fees and tuition. Officials say Cooper also controlled multiple accounts at a credit union, including a savings account for the school and another account to pay for nuns' living expenses. She admitted to diverting funds and falsifying monthly and annual reports to the school administration to cover up her actions. The investigation also showed that she directed school employees to alter and destroy financial records during a school audit. Cooper retired from the school in 2018. The Torrance Police Department investigated this case along with the FBI and the IRS criminal investigation team. Cooper is expected to face arraignment in court on July 1st. Torrance City Council met last night in a hybrid council meeting. Resolutions were adopted honoring outgoing council member Tim Goodrich and retiring senior recreation supervisor Darren McClelland. A proclamation was read declaring June 2021 as LGBTQ Pride Month in Torrance. A number of individuals called in to express their interest in various commissions, and the council appointed 29 vacancies. Council also upheld the appeal of the Traffic Commission approval to install centerline striping on Calle de Arboles from Via Alameda to Via Calusa with no action taken. And the council provided direction on filling the vacant council member seat, which expires next June. They plan to receive applications and a supplemental questionnaire, including the district of the applicants. Council will appoint the best candidate through nominations and a vote. These items and much more can be seen during council meeting replays here on our channel, online, and on the city's YouTube and Facebook platforms. Today is commencement day for all 4 high schools in the Torrance Unified School District. Every campus will have its graduation ceremony in person at its respective stadiums. Each graduate is given 4 tickets to maintain the maximum 67% capacity during this pandemic. I chatted with Nathan Jones, activities director at Torrance High. He says he is so proud of the kids for persevering through an incredibly difficult and unprecedented year. Their commencement takes place at 4:30 today at Zamperini Stadium. Congratulations to every graduating high school student. Have a great summer and good luck with your next chapter. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The Torrance Police Department thanks the community for their vigilance. On Friday night, officers responded to a call in the area of 182nd Street and Van Ness Avenue. The caller heard the sound of power tools and suspected a catalytic converter theft. Officers arrived on the scene just in time to arrest 2 subjects. An investigation revealed that they were in fact involved in a catalytic converter theft and also driving a stolen vehicle. They were arrested for a list of theft and narcotics charges. Torrance police encourage everyone to say something if they hear or see something just like that caller did. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at COVID-19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to join us back here tomorrow as Bella Shaw brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.